Well, good morning, everyone. It's a great pleasure, both professional and personal, to welcome Penny, to welcome Richard, to welcome the entire team here for Austr. I think we don't need much proof, but here's more evidence of it, that the United States and Australia get along swimmingly. We've seen that in Paris. We see that again here today. Yeah.
Oh. Should be close to press.
But we we swim together, and here we are. To both of you, to everyone here, thank you for coming together for Austr. We are building on Prime Minister Albanese's visit in October of last year. We're building on the last Austr we had, where you were so graciously hosted us, and we wanted to return, more than return the favor. As the President said last October, our alliance, the alliance between Australia and the United States, is an anchor to peace and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific. And not just the Indo-Pacific, globally. Deepening cooperation across the pillars of our alliance: security, economic, climate, clean energy. These have been the hallmarks of the work that we've done over the last few years. On security, we're working together to advance stability, prosperity in the Indo-Pacific and beyond, and we stand together in addressing threats to peace and security. We've made extraordinary progress under AUKUS, as well as bilaterally, toward having seamless defense cooperation and innovation between our countries. And we deeply appreciate Australia's commitments as well at the NATO summit to Ukraine's defense. Economically, Australia and the United States are simply essential partners. The United States is the largest foreign investor in Australia and the largest recipient of outbound FDI from Australia. This relationship is genuinely an innovation alliance, as our leaders stated in October. We have the public and private sectors cooperating in emerging technology, from quantum to AI. We're working together to facilitate high-quality infrastructure in Southeast Asia and the Pacific, and of course we co-hosted the first Pacific Banking Forum in July in the United States to ensure banking services in the Pacific. And finally, on climate and clean energy, we're partnering together for the clean energy transition. Our Critical Minerals Task Force is working to ensure sustainable, resilient, secure critical minerals and clean energy, not just for us, but for the entire world. So in these and so many other areas, our countries are bound together. But this meeting, bringing together our foreign policy and security teams, is a foundational element of the relationship and all the work that we're doing together. We couldn't be more pleased to have you here. So welcome. We look forward to the work. Penny?
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Lloyd. It is such a great pleasure for Richard and I and our teams to be here with you. And I start by reflecting again on our relationship and the alliance, which is about who we are, it's about what we stand for, and it's also about what we want in the world. And if you look through the agenda we have, the work that we are doing together across the different lines of effort in our partnership, it is wide and it is deep, and it is being renewed over and again. Obviously, I would say we also meet today in the shadow of the deteriorating situation in the Middle East. We want to acknowledge your leadership and your work on that, the extraordinary efforts, Tony, you've engaged in to broker peace and to advance President Biden's ceasefire proposal. Ceasefire has been urgent for months. It's never been more urgent than it is now. That is only one domain in which the United States and others, but particularly the US, is having to show leadership. Obviously, Ukraine too, and in the Indo-Pacific. In the Indo-Pacific, the security guarantee by the United States has enabled a long period of prosperity and peace that we have enjoyed, and it has never been more vital. It's never been more vital. We see this OSMIN as another opportunity for us to together work at how we rise to the challenges for today, to ensure that our alliance, our partnership, our work together is fit for the times, delivers for our shared objectives and aspirations, and for the region that we live in and we trade in. We are stronger together, and at a personal level, can I say how much we appreciate our personal friendships, and how much as an ally and friend we respect and appreciate the work of both of you and this administration in the priority you have given and continue to give to alliances and partnerships. It is an extraordinary achievement to date and ongoing.
Thanks, Penny. Deputy Prime Minister Marles and Foreign Minister Wong, welcome to Annapolis. You can tell by looking at the faces of all these sailors in the room that they're delighted to be here at what they believe is the center of the universe. And welcome to the 34th Australia-U.S. Ministerial Consultations. And it's great to be here with my friend and colleague, Secretary Blinken. Thanks to the United States Naval Academy for hosting us. You know, this is our third OSMIN together, and each time we've made historic strides and strengthened our alliance. And I'm confident that we'll continue to deliver today. We're poised to advance major force posture initiatives. We'll take steps to deepen our defense industrial cooperation on co-development, co-production, and co-sustainment. And that includes supporting Australia's guided weapons and explosive ordnance enterprise. We'll also identify new opportunities with like-minded allies and partners, including Japan, India, and the Philippines. For more than a century, the United States and Australia have worked shoulder to shoulder. Australia remains an indispensable ally. We're working together today to tackle shared security challenges, from coercive behavior by the PRC to Russia's war of choice against Ukraine, to the turmoil in the Middle East. And I know that this year's OSMIN will deliver results for both of our peoples. And so, Richard and Penny, thanks for making the trip, and I look forward to some great discussions.
Well, thank you, Lloyd. Thank you, Tony. It's great for Penny and I to be here. Great to be here at the Naval Academy. It's we have a new Chief of Defence Force since when we last met you. Admiral Johnson is the first Admiral, first member of the Navy to be our Chief of Defence Force for quite some time. So as we are experiencing a Navy takeover of our Defence Force, it feels particularly apt that we are here at Annapolis. This is the 34th OSMIN. It's the third that the four of us have had the honour of being the custodians of. And as we meet today, when we think about the last couple of years in which we've been working so closely together, it really has been a period of intense activity but intense achievement. I mean, we now have a pathway forward in terms of Australia acquiring a nuclear-powered submarine capability from the United States and the United Kingdom under the banner of AUKUS, and we're making progress in terms of AUKUS Pillar 2 as well. If you look at the force posture of the United States on the Australian continent, we've seen a growth in the marine rotation in Darwin. We look forward in the coming years to the submarine rotational force in Perth. But in fact, that force posture laydown of the United States in Australia is across all the domains, from US Army watercraft through to logistics at Bandiana. These are all decisions that we've taken in past OSMINs, but we're actually implementing. Like, there's a real change. And it is a significant contribution to integrated deterrence within our region, but it's a really significant contribution to the peace of the Indo-Pacific. We're working more closely together in our industrial bases. The legislation that went through the Congress last year, which was complemented by the legislation that went through our Parliament in March of this year, has transformed the seamless ecosystem between our two defence industrial bases, which are now yielding real dividends in guided weapons, for example. And we are seeing a blossoming of relationships within the Indo-Pacific, trilaterals between ourselves and Japan, the work that you've been doing with Japan and Korea, and what that has unlocked in terms of the ability for us to work with those countries as well. And all of that is giving rise to a much safer region. I really want to echo the point that Penny made. I mean, as a global power, you've got so much on your plate. We look to your leadership in the Middle East. We've very much looked to your leadership in Ukraine. But we could not be happier with your alliances with the countries in the Indo-Pacific, like Korea and like Japan, but of course your alliance with us, is completely central to our worldview, to our national security, but we really want to thank you for making those alliances the heart of the way in which you've been going about positioning America in the world. It really is what differentiates the US from everyone else, and we are very much pleased and proud to be a partner in that, and we look forward to the discussions today.